What's up with it, and welcome back to Good Game Ty. Welcome back to Story Time Mondays, bro. Today's story, it comes from a slick, dark part in my life, dark time in my life. But when you get out of that shit, you can look back, and flip it into like something hilarious, flip it to a good time, man. At least you learn something from it. If you can learn something from anything, bro, you can find a comedy in it. That's how I look at it. So this particular time, bro, this story comes from, I think, 2012-ish, 2011. I'm gonna say 2012 to be safe, on the safe side. I was like 19, 20 years old. So at this particular time, bro, I was like on the internet searching for jobs over and over and over. Like, I'm talking like filling out like 11, 12 applications a day, like spending full days going through job boarding websites, filling out applications. So this particular day in my desperate ass job hunt, my black ass stumbles across Red Lobster on Indeed.com. Now, mind you, this restaurant hasn't been open for a long ass time, but but it's not new. I'm gonna put it that way. It hasn't been open for a long time, but it's not new. Like, it's been there for a couple years. So I get on Red Lobster's job board, my nigga. They don't even have jobs classified. They like, yo, every job is available, my nigga. Whatever you find, fill out, you'll get it. That's basically what they were saying. So my antenna should have went up for sure, but they didn't. Like, I was looking at it like, they hiring for every job. These niggas must be desperate. So I'm gonna get this job. And mind you, like, at this point in time, I know that I'm not meant to work for anybody, son. Like, that's not even me being cocky. I do so much and I'm good at so much that I know that I was born to work for myself. I was born to employ people, not be the employee. But I was broke at this point in time, I'll put it that way. So I'm like, I should be chasing my dreams, but I don't have enough money to chase my dreams. And like, I don't have enough money to jump out that window. I don't have the money and I don't have the confidence to jump out the window and just, chase my dreams or whatever. Even though one day it must happen for me to become anything. At this point in time, like, whenever I got a job, I look for the bright side of shit. And like, I'm the type of person to get on YouTube and just like watch people that inspire me and just watch their interviews and listen to their journeys. And I remember, like, I thought back when I saw that job post, and I thought back to a Chris Rock interview that I saw where he actually worked at Red Lobster, like, at the time when he got discovered by Eddie Murphy. He was working at Red Lobster. So I saw it as, damn, maybe my shit might be, hand in hand with Chris Rock shit. Like, I was coming up with all types of dumb shit, but that was really my driving force. I'm like, shit, Chris Rock was working at fucking Red Lobster when he blew up. Maybe I'll be working at Red Lobster and I'll blow up. Dumbass comparison, stupid shit ever. I shouldn't have never thought like that, but that was my thought process. That was the bright side that I was looking at. So I fill out the application. I think I filled out to be a dishwasher. So I fill out the application, and these niggas called me back in no time. Like, son, when I woke up the next morning, I had a call, like, and at this point in time, I was broke. I ain't got no cell phone. My mom came and like walked in, and she like woke me up on some, hey, you got a job on the line type shit. And I answer the phone, and she offers me, an interview for next week. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So I come in for my interview, bro. I'm fresh as shit, man. I got the khaki slacks on with the Ralph Lauren button up, with a fucking bow tie on, with a fucking cardigan on top of that. Like, I really looked like I had money, even though I didn't. You feel me? But it's all about selling yourself. You got to be fresh when you come into these environments. So I bring my black ass up in there. And the crazy thing about it, I'm met by one of the dishwashers when I walk in. I'm sitting down waiting on my interview, and literally he walks out and he sees that I'm so dressed up and I'm by myself. He just automatically assumes that I'm there for an interview, which I was. So he tells me, like, what up, little brother? I'm like, shit, I'm chilling, man. What's cracking? He like, bro, you trying to come here and be a dishwasher? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm about to do my interview now. And he looks at me like, bro, I just quit. Like, literally everybody just quit. So my antenna should have went up again right then and there, because don't nobody, a whole fucking position, a whole fucking group of people just walk out of job at one time. Don't nobody do that shit unless something's going on. Like, everybody don't have a great job and then just leave all at the same time. Like, shit don't work out like that. But I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? That means I got a better chance to get this job, you feel me? So I'm all happy. I'm like, hell yeah, all these niggas done left, you feel me? I'm about to get this job, bitch, it's up, you feel me? I'm about to earn this money. So I go in, I do the interview, And in my eyes, fam, I bombed the interview. Like, I did fucking terrible. I didn't give good answers at all. Like, for some reason, I was nervous as shit. I don't know. Maybe they saw something that I didn't see. So, I got a horrible, like, ending to my interview and everything. Like, he was just like, all right, bro, we'll call you later. And gave me a handshake. And I, like, walked off. So, I'm sitting outside on the bench just waiting for, like, one of my people to come pick me up. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was my uncle or something like that. I think he took me to that interview. So, I'm sitting there just waiting on somebody to pick me up. My mom called me. She's like, hey, how'd your interview go? I just told her straight up, like, bro, I'm just going to keep looking for another job, fam. I don't think I got that one. Time passed, maybe like a week or two passed, and I get a call in for a second interview. Fam, I was so surprised. I'm like, my nigga, I don't see how I got called back. But at the same time, in retrospect, yes, I do see how I got called back. Because, you feel me, with nobody there, who the fuck was they going to call back? Like, who else was going to get the job? I come back, fill out my paperwork. It's like 9 or 10 of us at the table. And they pull me and like 4 other dudes to the side. And they telling us like our duties and shit. So basically, they switched my job function from washing dishes to basically setting up your plates and shit. So like, I'll get a plate that's put together by the chef, and then I'll take like all the stuff out of the bag, and then I'll like pour the fucking dressing on salads and shit like that. Mind you, my nigga, before I finish this story, a lot of this shit that y'all think fresh ain't fresh, my nigga. A lot of that shit came out of the fucking bag. I took it out the bag, put it on the plate, made that shit look presentable. But that's another story for another fucking day. So while she doing this, she passing around this like this fucking contract type thing, and it has our pay on it. But we so close that I can see everybody else pay. So for example, they had some dude next to me. He was getting like 14 an hour. The dude on side of him was getting like 13, 12 an hour. This nigga was getting like 14 an hour. Get to me, and they won't give me this measly ass $10 because I'm the youngest out of the bunch. Alright, fast forward to my first day of work. I go and I meet my manager, and she like introduces me to everybody. And I look around and I notice, bro, every chick there is fucking bad. So my first view of my job or whatever is like, bro, you know what, I'ma like this shit, you feel me? I get to look at eye candy, work with good food, you feel me? What's the downside to this shit? Like, this shit is, looking straight up for me. This chick starts training me or whatever. I get a great ass grip on this job or whatever. So I'm like, I know the menu up and down by the end of the week. My manager comes and sees me, and she's like, hey, we taking you off this shit. We putting you on the bakery, and we making you a baker, and we making you a salad person. Which at the time, like, I was pissed off. I'm like, bruh, I can't see this badass chick no more. I'm on the whole other side of the fucking kitchen, you feel me? And they about to make me relearn this whole fucking job. So basically now, they switched my fucking job. I'm a fucking baker, so I'm in charge of baking these fucking cheddar biscuits that everybody love, which are overrated like a motherfucker, by the way. So I'm sitting there, I get introduced to some dude, some tall ass dude, and he starts teaching me about, baking biscuits and shit. And mind you, these waiters, they take this shit super duper fucking serious, because of the simple fact that, that's like the first thing customers get or whatever. So I don't know how the fuck they was doing this shit, but I don't know how these niggas keep fucking biscuits on deck, you feel me? That shit still rambles my mind, because it's like, you can't put them out before they're done. So like, this whole next week, I'm like getting into it with waiters the whole fucking next week, because I'm putting out biscuits too late. But I'm like, bruh, I'm taking them out when it's time to take these bitches out. Like, I'm putting 3 or 4 pans in this bitch and taking them out when it's time to take these bitches out. But, you gotta wait. Fuck, what the fuck I'm supposed to do? So these people like getting pissed off at me. Managers coming to stand over my back while I'm making biscuits and shit. They trying to teach me the proper way to stir fucking dough and shit. So like, I'm getting frustrated. This is the second week on the job. Shit, by Wednesday, I'm frustrated as a bitch. Like, I'm like, fuck this job. One day, I'm taking potatoes out the fucking oven, and I'm walking across the kitchen with them. And while you walking across the kitchen, you supposed to announce like, hey, look, the pan is fucking hot. So I did just that. I yell across the fucking kitchen like, hey, I'm coming through with a hot pan of fucking potatoes. So this big black ass nigga, I don't know if y'all ever seen Life or whatever, but Goldmouth from Life. That's the best way I could describe this dude, bro. This big ass dude, he looked just like Goldmouth from Life, and he talked like he was from New Orleans. So he decides to fucking back up into me, and his arm fucking fried on the pan. Like, I could hear the shit sizzle or whatever. Like, that bitch was like I burnt the fuck out this nigga elbow. Well, really, he burnt himself. The nigga backed into me. He should be paying attention. And like me, my nigga, I'm frustrated with the job. I yelled out, hey nigga, I'm coming through with these potatoes. This nigga backed into me. So in my mind, I'm like, fuck it, nigga, that's on your body. Like, that's life, my nigga. You feel me? You should have paid more attention. You should have been listening. So I dropped my potatoes off to the shelves or whatever, and I'm walking back with this pan, and I walk straight past this nigga. I ain't look at him. I ain't acknowledge him or nothing. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. I ain't got time. So I walk straight past this nigga, and as I'm walking past, I hear like this voice. He's like, hey, hey. And I like look back. I'm like, what? He like, you burned me with that fucking pan. You burned me with the fucking pan. You supposed to announce that you coming through with these pans, my nigga. You gonna burn me. And I looked at him. I gave him that look like, nigga, that's on your body. I told him like, look, bro. I said, look, I'm coming through with potatoes. You ain't hear me. You backed into me. That's life. So he like, at this time, I'm frustrated as shit. And I wasn't even thinking about the fact that this nigga was like 400 pounds, and he probably just like picked me up on some King Kong shit and just throw me across the fucking kitchen. I'm like, nigga, fuck you, my nigga. I'm already done with this damn job. So he gave me like this little head shake, like, alright, nigga, I got you. And I walk across the kitchen and I continue to do my fucking job. Somehow this older lady, she's like 40 something, she was like a waiter, and she was fine as shit, had the fattest fucking booty I've ever seen in my life. That's a different story for a different day. She walks over and she like starts giving me this inspirational fucking speech out the blue, like, hey baby, I saw what happened over there. I heard you say that you had the pan of potatoes. He wasn't listening. Don't let none of these people discourage you, baby. All this types of shit. And I'm just like, bro, you know what? I'm fucking done with this job. Like, it was at that time I made up in my mind. I was like, I'm fucking done. So again, they had a chick that was doing the salads or whatever, and I do the bacon shit or whatever. So at any given moment, if one of us was to like drop out or go use the bathroom or something, the other one would have to take over that job. So she walks off to go use the bathroom or go talk to somebody or some shit, and she's like, yo, take over salads for me. So I'm taking over salads for her. Mind you, I only did salads one day prior to that. So I had to still look at the list to really, like, you know, understand what goes on which salads. So I get the tabs and I'm like doing these salads, and like these fucking rude ass waiters, bro. Like, I understand, like, you trying to get your shit out on time or whatever, but you ain't gotta be fucking rude about this shit. Like, these motherfuckers was rude. Like, they was fucking making all types of like under their mouth comments and shit. The bitches was bad, but they had attitudes or whatever, so that's why I'm referring to them as bitches. Like, I don't refer to every chick as a bitch, but these were some legitimate bitches. So that just added on top of that. I go home that night, fast forward or whatever, I go home that night, like, it's super late, it's like 11. Mind you, I'm supposed to get off at 9, my G. But they like, yo, we need you to stay until fucking we close, because all the fucking dishwashers then quit again. That was another fucking flag. How this the second time in a row every dishwasher done quit? So these niggas put me on washing dishes. My nigga, I broke so many plates and bowls and shit that day because I don't know where none of this shit go, bro. I literally been working here for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So it's like, bro, I don't know where none of this shit go. That's life, my nigga. We about to break some shit. So, mind you, my nigga, so I finally get off from work or whatever. I get home and I'm talking to my uncle. I'm like, bruh, look, fuck this job, bro. To the point where, like, I'm getting choked up. Like, I get fucking emotional at the fact of all this shit that done happened that day. Like, I'm like, bro, it just ain't worth it, my nigga. So he like, yeah, bro, I feel you. I go talk to my mom. I'm like, look, if I have another day like today, tomorrow, I fucking quit. Like, I'm gonna walk in the office and I'm gonna quit. So I'm thinking my mama gonna trip or whatever because I'm about to quit another job. She tells me like, look, I understand. I done had to leave jobs before myself. I guess she could like really see the fucking hurt in my face because I was so pissed off that day, like to the point where I was that frustrated. The next day, I go in or whatever for my job. I like immediately go in, probably like it's like 7 in the morning. I go in and I immediately start baking biscuits. I'm to myself, I'm chilling. And fucking boss dude, one of the fucking managers, walks over and he starts some shit, bro. He like, look, man, we're gonna have to let you go if you keep doing this and that. And like, immediately it clicked in my head. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. You ain't gonna have to let me go. So I'm about to quit this bitch. Like I said, it was me on the bakery side, chick on the salads. To this day, I think she probably mad at me because it was me on that side, her on that side. So she had to do double work if I was to leave, right? So I tell her, like, look, I'm going to the bathroom. I probably stayed maybe like, before I went to the bathroom, I probably stayed like an extra couple hours. I came in at 7, and this was around like 11:30. I tell her, like, look, I'm going to the bathroom right quick. So I walk, take off my little apron, hang it up. I go in the bathroom and I text my mom. I'm like, look, I'm sorry if I'm letting you down, blase, blase, blah. Like, I really gotta quit this job, man. This is not good for me. I'm getting frustrated. Instead of going back to my little spot in the kitchen, I like swerve clean into the manager's office and I walk in and I'm like, hey man, we need to talk. I think his name was Clarence or some shit like that. But he like, I bet. And he closed the door or whatever. So it's him in there and it's the lady that hired me. The woman that I like fill my paperwork out with and shit. So I tell him like, look, straight up, I feel like I'm more of a liability than an asset to this company. And he like, so you just gonna quit? And he looks at me with that face like, word, that's how it's gonna be? And I looked at him, I told him, yeah, I'm gonna quit. Like, straight up, there's no point in me being here. And I started explaining why I felt the way I felt. And the lady just like pushes me out on some like, get the fuck out type shit. Like, bruh, I don't hear no more of this shit. Get the fuck out, go home. Like, you'll be alright, bye. And that was like my final red flag. Like, I felt like, you know what? I did the right fucking thing. To this day, I think like the chick that probably was on them salads, if she seen me, like, we'll probably have to throw hands, bro. Cause this lady had to do every fucking thing after that. Like, I know she got killed with work. She had to do them biscuits, she had to do desserts, and she had to do them salads. But you know, I had to quit for my sanity, fam. Like, I was going through it. I was like, fuck that job. I was such in a rush to get the fuck out of there before I killed somebody. I left my fucking sweater hanging in the back. Like, it was slick cold during this time. I left my fucking sweater just hanging up in the thing. I never got my sweater back. I left out of that bitch, walked across the street, went to the mall, and called my people like, yeah, I did it, I quit. To this day, that fucking job taught me how I know that I hate something. Like, how I know that I legit hate something. Cause, man, every time I had to go to that job, son, I had to shit, bro. I had to dookie every time I had to go to that fucking job. Like, and I think that's how I know if I legit hate some shit. If I gotta shit when I gotta experience it, like, I really hate it that fucking much. And that's like my worst fucking job. That's the job like that I hate the fucking most out of every job that I could possibly ever have, ever. That job was the worst, bro. I hated the people there. I hated the fucking supervisors. I hated the fucking job. I hated all of that shit. Like, I'd never go back to that fucking job. Like I won't even eat that shit. I hate that fucking job so much, bro. And that is how I quit Red Lobster. The events that led up to me quitting Red Lobster, you feel me? If you like Red Lobster, if you work there, no offense, you feel me? Don't be mad at me and shit. This is just my account. This is my fucking point of view, you feel me? I know I probably wasn't the best worker, but man, when you in bad working conditions, bro, and you just frustrated to the T, bro, you're not gonna do the best job you could possibly do. Not making excuses, just telling all facts, you feel me? But closing this video out, man, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure y'all continue to check out these videos. Make sure you share these videos with your friends. If you laughed, bro, make sure you share this video, man. Make sure you let people know, bro. If you laugh, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help us hit 100 subscribers. And in closing, like always, man, Moyo91 promoting originality and free thinking since birth, and everybody cannot rap.